Good morning, everybody. You are listening to WKAX 1500 AM. This is your girl, Mona B. How are y'all doing this morning? It is a rainy morning. The traffic is just crazy out there, y'all. The school traffic, the work traffic. Whew, I don't know how y'all morning people do it. Today, we will be discussing addiction. We were talking about foster parenting yesterday, and it opened my eyes up to a lot of things that's going on around here in our back door, and Florence and Franklin, Lauderdale, all these counties. And I learned yesterday that it's a lot of kids that need to be placed in homes. So if you guys, I'll have that number for you guys in a minute when I get back off break. But open your hearts and your homes if you got good hearts and good homes. I'm going to read some announcements for you guys to start off with. We have the Angel Tree registration Wednesday, October the 4th, Thursday, October the 5th, and today is the last day, October the 6th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Salvation Army, 1601 Huntsville Road. I don't know why I always do that. Florence, Alabama, 35630. You could look it up, and it's several things that you need to qualify in order to apply for it. Monday, October the 9th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., we got a free event to the public, community health fair. Free flu shots, free screenings for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, hearing, vision, hepatitis C, HIV, and the list goes on. Y'all need to check that out. If you don't have health care or insurance, this will be perfect for you. East Florence Missionary Baptist Church. They're celebrating their 5th pastoral anniversary. Pastor Dexter L. Stanley and First Lady Monique Stanley helped them invite their 5th pastoral anniversary, October the 8th, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. The address is, it's at Mount Olive MB Church. Jerusalem MB Church Homecoming Program, Sunday, October the 15th, beginning at 10:30 a.m. Pastor Albert Ingram Jr. of St. James Missionary Baptist Church in Florence will be delivering the message. The theme is Welcome Home. The address of the church is 151 County Road 249, Florence. We have another free event. It's the Rock the Block, Sunday, October the 22nd, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's a community block party on West Tennessee Street in front of Magnolia Garden. You could call Councilwoman Katrina Simmons at 256-349-3879 if you want to be a vendor or have any questions. Pastor's Pre-Anniversary Banquet, Saturday, October the 21st at 5 p.m. Guest speaker, Pastor DeJuan Malone. Psalmist, Lady Rita Malone. It will be held at Woodmen of the World, 2114 Hilton Drive in Florence. The tickets are $25 for 13 and up, $13 for 4 through 12. You can call Taisha Roulette at 540-522-5721 or Tina Kirkman at 256-415-0883. We invite you to help paint the clinic pink for the Well Women Project, October the 19th and 20th. By appointment, Shows Community Clinic is at 309B WC Handy Place, Florence, Alabama. Call the clinic for an appointment for a well woman visit. 256 760 4713. Now, this is really good for the women who can't make it to the doctor or don't even have a doctor. If you're a woman between the ages of 40 and 64, you don't have insurance, you may qualify for a free mammogram and other exams. Call to find out. 256 760 4713. If you know somebody who might have missed this show or just don't listen to the radio or whatever, y'all need to tell them about this because this is very good for the people. So, advertising. Let's talk about some advertising. The number to call is 256 712 2887. If you have a business, a church, we have packages for all of that. We have different packages for the churches and different packages for the business. If you have a small business, a big business, no business is too small or too large, we have packages to fit your budget. Just call 256 712 2887. Somebody here will answer the phone and help you. We could have people wrapped around your building. We could have your phones ringing off the hook. We'll advertise for you on this station, which is WKAX 1500 AM, our sister station, which is 105.1 FM. So you guys work with us. We also have an app. And our app, if you got an iPhone, is Music Muscle of the Shows. If you have an Android, it's Muscle of the Shows. So advertise with us. And we're going to take a quick break, let y'all listen to a little music, and we'll be right back. This is your girl Mona B on WKAX 1500. Good morning. I'm back. You're listening to WKAX 1500 AM. This is your girl, Mona B. So, today we will be talking about addiction. I got a story for you guys first of all. It's about a 77-year-old man in Florida. He was arrested for buying more than $1,800 in erectile dysfunction drugs without a prescription and intending to sell it. Is in a retirement home, in a retirement community called the Villages. And the report says that the Villages is no stranger to stories about the sex lives of their residents, rumors about swingers, public sex, and high rates of STDs. So that goes with the addiction thing. I mean, people get addicted to different kinds of things, and in this case, is pills. So there are different kinds of addiction, guys. First of all, let's talk about what addiction is. It's a chronic condition that can affect many aspects of your life, including your physical and mental health, relationships, and career. There are two main forms of addiction: substance use disorder and behavioral addiction. Addiction is treatable. It's crucial to seek help as soon as possible. So if you know that you're addicted to something that's not good for you, go get you some help to try to get rid of that or help yourself. Some I've seen a lot of people who can just go out there and help themselves over addiction that overcame addiction from alcohol, drugs, or what have you. It A lot of people ask, is addiction a disease? Studies have found out that yes, addiction is a disease. It's a chronic condition. And the American Society of Addiction Medicine defines addiction as a chronic brain disorder. So basically, addiction, they're saying addiction is a mind thing, is has to do with your brain. Addiction doesn't happen from having a lack of willpower or as a result of making bad decisions. Your brain chemistry changes with addiction. So you can have a chemical disorder and cause you to have some kind of strange addiction. They got a show on TV called My Strange Addictions. And some of the stuff that I've seen on there, when I look at it, I be like, oh my goodness, them people got to be crazy. But to them, that's what they want. One of them, I seen a pregnant woman. She was addicted to smelling laundry detergent and fabric softener. And one of them actually ate some, and she had got hospitalized. And that's a thing because my daughter, she was addicted to smelling it. Hopefully, she never tasted it, but when she was pregnant, she was addicted to smelling fabric softener. It was a crazy thing. To me, it was, not to her. Um, I've seen people addicted to eating cornstarch. This one guy was addicted to his car. He was in love with his car, and he was on My Strange Addiction, and he would hug the car and sleep up under the car. Just some pretty weird stuff. But there are two types of addiction. The two main groups of addiction is substance addiction and non-substance addiction, which is behavior addiction. The substance addictions, it could be like alcohol, caffeine, cannabis, hallucinogens, inhalants, opioids, cocaine, just stuff like that, just drugs basically. All of them are different from each other and they're strongly active. So if you know someone that's struggling with an addiction and they want to change, in my experience around people with addiction, they got to want to change in order to change, because if they don't want to change and you're making them do it, it's pointless, because if you're making them do it, they don't want to do it. So 9 times out of 10 they're going back to it. So I feel like that if a person has a really bad addiction and they want to change, help them. Try to find them help. Get them help. Lead them in the right direction to find help. There are numbers to call. There are places that they can go. With the way things are going, a lot of people is turning to drugs and alcohol to try to relieve pain or forget about what's going on. But little do you know, when you do that, it'll leave your mind, but then once that wear off, it's coming back. It's still there. You didn't solve anything by just getting rid of that pain for a couple of hours or a day or however they want to do it. And the non-substance addictions are like gambling. That's real big. You hear a lot of people, I guess mostly people who got money, go to the casinos and lose everything they have sometime because of that addiction. They can't help it. And I don't know. I don't think I would want to be in that position to where I'm addicted to gambling and I go to the casino and lose my house, lose my car, lose my bank account, everything. It's just, ooh. Eating. I know about eating addiction. I am so addicted to food. I love food. I'm a chef, so I be around food all the time. And my addiction is unhealthy food. I love, I call it fat girl food. That's what I call it. And I got to get out of that and try to eat healthy. I know I said in a previous show that I don't like vegetables. I just never got into vegetables when I was a kid. We grew up with gardens, I mean, big, huge gardens in the back of our yard. And my mom and dad and sisters and brothers, they love vegetables. But I was that one who just couldn't stand it. It wouldn't stay in my stomach. I just can't eat vegetables. But stuff like sugar and sweets, cakes, cookies, brownies, anything with sugar in it is good. It's good to me, but it's not good for me. Breads, bread. Oh God, I love bread. Subway bread. Mm. When it's fresh, it makes that sandwich. But enough about that. Exercising and dieting. You could be addicted to stuff like that. I know when I started my exercise and my health journey, at first I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. But I had got tired of walking up the steps and not being able to breathe good, or bending over to tie my shoe and hurting myself just tying my shoe. So I got out there and I started exercising. And then it got to the point where it was a habit. I had to do it. I felt like I had to do it. I would wake up and I'd be like, okay, I got to get this walk in. I got to get this jog in. And it was good for me at the time, but somehow I just fell off and stopped doing it. Shopping. Shopping is an addiction. During COVID, that online shopping, I think a whole bunch of people were addicted to shopping. It's not a hard thing to do, to get addicted to something. I mean, you get something, you enjoy it, and then you just feel like you got to keep it going. Shoplifting or other risky behavior, some people like the adrenaline rush that they feel when they do things that they're not supposed to do. I don't know the feeling. I've never been a shoplifter, but I never understood why people would do that, knowing that these people gonna catch you. Why would you go in there and do that? But I think it's the thrill for them. That might be like a thrill seeker addiction or something like that. The kleptos, they just got to go and pick stuff up. Sexual addiction. Oh my God, there's so many people that has a sexual addiction that is not even funny. It's just it's sad. But like I said, it's a mind thing, and they can't control it. So we can't. Who are we to say? Oh, they just nasty. They're not nasty. They just have a problem. It's an addiction. Viewing pornography. I know Kirk Franklin was in the news a while back for his addiction to pornography, and it was a big thing by him being in the public eye, and he's a gospel figure or whatever. But we fail to realize he's human, and we all make mistakes, and we all do things, and we are all addicted to something. So we're going to take a little break right now. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to WQKAX 1500, your fake frequency dial. Hey guys, we are back. You're listening to WKAX 1500 AM. I want to talk about some local news. Franklin County volleyball tournament team matchups take place. The Franklin County volleyball tournament begins this week. The junior high and junior varsity division will be held on Wednesday at Phil Campbell High School. The Russellville falls in close football battle with top-ranked Morris Hill. The Russellville Golden Tigers and Morris Hill Bible School Panthers met in Florence for a clash of football unbeaten on Friday. So, you guys get out and support your local teams and stuff. Excuse me. Tony. They are reuniting and they are so excited about their reunion. They're working on some new music. I remember Tony from back in the day. My sister used to play it repeatedly. She played It's Your Anniversary all the time, and Whatever You Want, It Feels Good. So I can't wait to hear them. I love Tony. Back to addiction, guys. We got different symptoms and causes. Symptoms of addiction, it's like if you're doing something and you can't stop no matter what, even if you pray about it, if you talk about it and you just can't stop, and you'd be like, oh God, I wonder why I can't stop. It's because you're addicted. It's like people may use a substance and a harmful addictive behavior, even if they want to stop. They can't because, like I said, it's a mind thing. You got to get your mind right, and the chemistries in your brain is not allowing you to stop. So you got to seek help. If everything else that you're doing ain't working, you need to go get help. Increased tolerance. Over time, they may need more of the substance or activity to feel the same effect as they did before. I know, speaking with a lot of people that's addicted to drugs, they be like they are looking for that feeling they had the first time that they took it. And that's why they can't stop, because they're still looking for that feeling. They want to feel that feeling again. It was so amazing to them that they want to feel it again. Intense focus on the substance or activity. So if you're thinking about this stuff all day long, whatever it is, if it's on your mind 24/7 and you just can't, no matter what you're doing, it's on your mind and you're thinking about it, you have an addiction. Lack of control. They say they may feel like they've lost complete control over the substance use or the activity and feel helpless. Sometimes you may even feel guilty because you know it's wrong, but you can't stop doing it. So you'll get depressed or overwhelmed by their addiction and how much it impacts their lives. Personal problems and health issues. A lot of people go through things in life and they feel like, okay, if I just smoke this, if I take this, or if I drink this, or if I do this, I'll feel better. And at the moment, they probably will feel better. But afterwards, what? You're back to square one because you didn't solve the problem. You just got it out of the way for a little bit. Withdrawal. People with addiction may experience emotional and physical withdrawal symptoms when they stop using. They may start shaking, sweating, vomiting. But I feel like if you know you're doing it, if you know it's wrong, you want to stop, if you've experienced all these, the shakes and the sweats and the vomiting, it's worth it because you are like getting rid of the problem. You're not just getting rid of it for that moment. You're just trying to help yourself get over that addiction. What causes addiction? Nobody knows. There's not a single cause for addiction. It's a very complex condition. A significant part of how addiction develop is through changes in your brain chemistry. So, I mean, your brain chemistry is already messing up, and then you add drugs to it. That's not going to be a good outcome. Genetics. They say studies have shown that genetic factors are responsible for like 40 to 60% of substance abuse. I didn't know that. Mental health conditions. Now, like mental health conditions, I know that could be carried on through genetics and stuff like that. So, if you have people in your family with schizophrenia, depression, um, dementia, Alzheimer's, I mean, it's possible that you could get that, but you know, it's possible that you won't. So it's like a Russian roulette. You never know. Depression, post traumatic stress disorder, bipolar disorder. About half the people who experience a mental health condition will also experience a substance abuse disorder. So basically, what they're saying is, like, say, for instance, you have a depressed person and they have to go to the doctor. The doctor is going to give them some kind of medicine to get over the depression. But the way I look at it, when you take that medicine for depression, it's going to have side effects for something else. So you can't win in that situation, seem like. It's just, but you'll get over the depression. Environmental factors. Access to substances is a partially significant environmental risk. Factors that increase and extent of exposure and opportunities for substance abuse. So if you're around it, if you're around the stuff that you're addicted to 24/7, I don't see you getting over your addiction because it's right there in your face. Most of the time, out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about it. That's how I felt when I went on my health journey. I kept that stuff out of my refrigerator. I kept the sugar. I kept the sweets and the breads and the sodas and stuff away from there. I do not drink sodas anymore because I was addicted to Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is addictive, very addictive. I had to have at least 2 or 4 Mountain Dews a day, and it caused me to have severe kidney problems. So I don't touch that stuff no more. Things can happen to you to make you stop your addiction. Just like I said, I was addicted to Mountain Dew. It caused health problems, so I just stopped cold turkey. I don't want it anymore. Every now and then, I want me a Mountain Dew. I want to taste it, but I don't because I know the effects. Questions about how are addictions diagnosed? To diagnose addiction, your healthcare provider may refer you to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or drug and alcohol abuse counselor. That goes back to the fact that if you know you're addicted to something and you want to get off, seek help. A lot of people that's addicted to stuff, they don't want to seek help. They like the way it feel, but they like the way it make them feel physically. But then you turn around and talk to them, and mentally they really don't like it. And people ask, how can you treat addiction? Hospitals, um, most people have to go to some kind of clinic or a retreat, or maybe in their own home, just try to go get you some help. Hospital management, certain substances can create withdrawals. So you might have to go to the hospital for it. It might be too extreme. It depends on what kind of substance you're taking and how the levels of it, I guess. And like the medication, a lot of people are addicted to medications that their doctors have prescribed to them. Um, it's easy, I would say, to get addicted to that kind of medicine, because if you're in pain, and I know I've been in pain before, if you're in pain, you look for that medicine to just take that pain away. And some people, after the pain is gone, they just want that feeling. They still want that same feeling. And they're not going to get that same feeling because you're not in pain. So it might be a little bit more intense, I'm thinking. There are rehabilitation centers that you could go to. I would love to have someone come in and talk about somebody that's overcome some kind of addiction. I would love for somebody to come and talk on the show about that. That would be wonderful. I'm gonna have to ask my bosses, and see what they say about it. But that would be wonderful. I think it would be wonderful. Yeah, we have. If you didn't hear at the beginning, we have some announcements, some public service announcements. But right, I'm gonna give them to y'all when I come back. I'm gonna take a little quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to WKAX 1500 AM. All right, we are back here listening to WKAX 1500 AM. This is Ramona B. So I'm gonna hit you guys with some announcements. If you missed it at the beginning, all right, let's start with this one. We invite you to help paint the clinic pink for the Well Woman Project. October 19th and 20th, by appointment, Shows Community Clinic, 309B WC Handy Place, Florence, Alabama. Call the clinic for an appointment for a Well Woman visit. 256-760-4713. I'm going to call out that number again because y'all need to get out there and get checked. It's 256-760-4713. If you are a woman between the ages of 40 and 64 and you don't have insurance, you may qualify for a free mammogram and other exams. Call to find out. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not going to get a mammogram because everybody say it hurt." Regardless of what everybody say, I think it just depends on the facility, because I've had two. And the first one, it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't like everybody said, and it might have been the machine that they used. The second one, I didn't like the second one, but it was for my health. It was for me to make sure I'm okay. So if you love yourself, get yourself checked. And keep yourself checked and make sure you're doing okay. Pastor's Pre-Anniversary Banquet, Saturday, October the 21st at 5 p.m. Guest speaker, Pastor DeJuan Malone, Somnus, Lady Rita Malone. It will be held at Woodman of the World, 2114 Hilton Drive, Florence, Alabama. Tickets, $25 for 13 and up. $13 for 4 through 12. You can call Taisha Roulette at 540-522-5721 or Tina Kurtman at 256-415-0883. We have a free event called Rock the Block, Sunday, October the 22nd, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Community block party on West Tennessee Street in front of Magnolia Garden. You can call Councilwoman Katrina Simmons at 256-349-3879 if you want to be a vendor or you have questions. They'll have all kind of stuff there, y'all. Bring your kids. It'll be nice. Jerusalem MB Church Homecoming Program, Sunday, October the 15th, beginning at 10:30 a.m. Pastor Albert Ingram Jr. of St. James Missionary Baptist Church in Florence will be delivering the message. The theme is Welcome Home. The address of the church is 151 County Road 249, Florence. East Florence Missionary Baptist Church invites you to help celebrate their 5th pastoral anniversary. Pastor Dexter L. Stanley and First Lady Monique Stanley. Speakers will be Minister Martez Cole at 9 a.m., Pastor Roger D. Pride of Mount Olive MB Church at 11:30 a.m. And this program will be Sunday, October the 8th, at 9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Monday, October the 9th, at 9 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. It's a free event to the public, community health fair. Free flu shots, free screenings for blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, hearing, vision, hepatitis C, HIV. They will also have health education for nutrition, and nursing students will be there, and it will be held at the Shows Community Clinic, 309B WC Handy Place, Florence. They doing a lot of good things in the community. Y'all need to check them out and go and get help. All them tests. I think they got a vision test too. They're gonna have vision tests. So if you got some bad eyes, you better go out there and get checked so you know what kind of glasses you need. The Angel Tree registration, the last day to sign up is today, October the 6th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Salvation Army of the Shows, 1601 Huntsville Road, Florence, Alabama, 35630. It's several things that you need to apply for it. And some people don't have computers, so I'm going to tell you what you need. You must be a resident of Lauderdale, Carbert, or Franklin counties. Applications will be in person only. Must be completed by the head of household. There's no online registration this year. Only one application per dwelling, and it will include all residents. The following items are required when completing your application: IDs for each adult in the household, birth certificates required for all the children 18 and younger, proof of need. You got to have either your Section 8 or HUD lease documents, your Medicaid or SNAP eligibility. I can't even say it. You know what I mean. Letter, proof of all bills, rent, utilities, loans, car payments, verification of income for the household if there's no income, proof of how you're living. And please do not bring children to the appointment with you. All right, guys. In the news, I think Tamika was hitting on it yesterday. Authorities removed a young girl from a situation after a bystander reported a man trying to sell her to them. Florence police say they went to check on the girl's welfare after the complaint and told them a man in an Escalade stopped him in the parking lot and tried to sell him jewelry and the young girl sitting in the back seat. What kind of crazy is that? That goes back to these addictions and stuff. That man have to be on drugs to do some crazy stuff like that. Why would you? Oh, I just hate hearing stories like that. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. You are listening to WKAX 1500 AM, and we will be back tomorrow. See you guys later. Not tomorrow, Monday. I'm sorry. Y'all tune in Monday, and we will see you then. Stay dry. Bye-bye.